I'm thinking that a lot of people are really scared about what's going on. They're finding out information about all the toxic things we're putting in our bodies and how it's affecting us. What should we be afraid of?
You know, now it's becoming quite clear to the present moment, particularly to the press and politicians. And so the language is beginning to change. The design of what we are designing is beginning to change. We as designers, or we as creators in marketing, etc. Because for one simple reason, we as consumers are becoming more conscious of ourselves, and that which is self is interconnected. It's a cocktail wherever you look. If you look in cosmetics, all of a sudden you find out lipsticks are laced and loaded with lead, mercury, sulfites, and all kinds of substances which shouldn't be digested or
so
ingested.
we put lipstick on and we eat a meal and we're poisoning ourselves, is that it?
No, yeah, kind of, yeah. We are living in denial. I mean, the majority of people are living in denial. It's not possible, it's just not happening, or who cares, you're going to die of something. You know, it was becoming conscious. Usually people who had a medical crisis in one form or the other. And that's where fear actually really begins to become conscious. Because fear is already present, we are just not acknowledging it. But in a state of crisis where the flight changes and all of a sudden we feel different, and we feel fear. That's where we actually identify with it, and then we do what we always do. The human being is looking for alternatives.
I remember hearing you say what we're made of as human beings, and what is it that how do you see the relation between you and I and the planet?
Well, we are the planet. You know, we are everything the planet is. If you analyze constitutional, soil would be the foundation where everything comes from. Our structure is soil. It's a mineral structure.
Oh, that's right, minerals.
And where do we get the mineral? The body doesn't make more minerals, so we get the mineral from the food.
Right.
And the food comes from the soil, that which eats from the soil, and so it becomes like a holistic recycling process. And now we're becoming smarter about nutrition. You know, it's whole nutrition, it's fresh nutrition. We're soil, we're water. In fact, we're the same percentage of water than our planet. This is interesting data I have come across. And we are also solar powered. That's why we need the sun to get the vitamin D.
Right, and we are connected to plants in a very
what plants exhale is what we inhale. In the sense, plants by nature are our life supporters, as well as everything else. So it's this holistic, collective interchange of relationships. And yeah, scientists know, they all get it. Medicine is getting it. Instead of making drugs, now we are cloning ourselves genetically. Yeah. Stem cells. We grow things, and that's a very biological, organic process. And food and agriculture needs to change. We need to change the way we grow food. We need to change the way we package. We need to change. I think everything ought to be nutritious and digestible. It comes from a plant chemistry. It's not man-made. It's not synthetic. It doesn't have, you know, if you make a synthetic perfume, it's all synthetic molecules. The byproduct of those molecules or the combination, other chemicals which are added to it, they're phthalates, they're toxic, disrupt the growth of cells, and they are the ones to be avoided. But how do you avoid them if they are part of every man-made fragrance? You know, it's outdated. It's yesterday's manufacturing. You know, we're going to run out of oil. We have to redesign the future, and the future is now. And
so the fragrances that you can consume, these are plant-based.
yeah,
obviously.
there are from seeds. There are distilled substances from leaves, from flowers. You know, jasmine is a flower.
Gorgeous.
It takes 1 ton of jasmine flowers to make a kilogram of jasmine. Wow. And when jasmine makes jasmine, it has more than 300 biochemically constitutional substances. So we cannot reproduce nature. So for us to try to reproduce nature causes side effects, which is called pollution. So what we are learning now as a global society is not to reproduce nature, is to cultivate it.
So fragrances that are edible, I know that fragrance affects your mood, it affects your behavior. If they're all plant-based, can you manipulate what effect it has on the body just by combining plants and scents?
Yes, you can. And, you know, remember there's a whole pharmacopoeia on this subject, plant pharmacopoeia, and or plant-based medicines, which is practiced all over the world intensely and integrated by very modern MDs who utilize this science. So you know that certain herbs are good for liver treatment of the liver, keeps the liver active, keeps the liver, helps the liver to cleanse itself, etc. There is a whole range of species which is already identified through the pharmacopoeia.
So a baby could smell a scent like this, and it would be
in a low dosage. Yeah, with babies you need to be very, very gentle.
Right, but I mean, I think having fragrance around a baby is like you're poisoning the child. But if it's plant-based, I'm imagining if a baby can't sleep and you have lavender.
Whatever the mother wears gets absorbed by the body.
That's right.
And it's already in the fetus. It's already in the umbilical cord. There are tests have shown that newborns already have what the mother has.
So if I'm pregnant and I'm wearing a fragrance and it's chemical based, this is being absorbed by my body and my baby is absorbing it too.
Your baby,
oh my God.
Your baby has
oh my God.
It's passed through the mother's milk, it's passed through the
So
breast milk.
what about, so if you were to use a plant-based fragrance or a plant-based scent, this could also say, I mean, I'm going to use lavender as a simplistic example. Lavender is very calming and...
Yeah, but in the wrong dosage.
It's still too much.
And it's not calming to everyone.
Oh, really?
No, not so. We have done lots of tests on this subject. There is something which is called a memory response. You know, our information system, how we accumulate knowledge, is sensory. So every time when we smell, we memorize. It's really the gateway to the information, which is stored in part of the brain, which is called the limbic system. And the limbic system then has all sensory experiences stored. So in the now, so if I have bad experiences and there were certain aromatics present,
right,
I would have tendency not to favor those fragrances. A woman gets abused by a male, he wears a certain aroma, she will not prefer those aromas. So it has to do with experience also. But then there's also another part between synthetic and natural or plant-based is the molecule, is the chemistry itself.
I mean,
if you like the aromatic,
you're gonna
feel good automatically, because love is a stimulant. Liking something, it lights up the cells. So there's something interesting about love. In fact, only in the state of loving the moment we make probably one of the most important healing chemicals the body makes. Our body is a pharmacy. We make medicine, but we also make toxins.
Let me ask you about the immune system, since you're talking about the physical body. What are the simplest, easiest immune boosters that people can look at for support and feel safe about from a plant-based idea?
Well, any fresh plant, fruit, vegetables, study the anti-inflammatory activity of vegetables and fruits, because what we need to learn is not to be inflamed. Stress itself, fear, which causes stress, is inflammatory.
And then the berries, I know you're a strong believer in berries and in seeds. Why? Why are
because
they?
all nucleus of life is in the seeds. The mitochondrium is the energy within the cell. Every cell has a mitochondrium. That's the nucleus. So all other substances on Earth have the same principal design within it. So if you take a cumin seed and crush it and take the oil, which the Muslims have done it, and the Hindus have done it, and the Chinese have done it in their traditional folk medicines thousands of years ago. They discovered there's potency there.
And so cumin basically is anti-inflammatory.
Huge.
Right.
Huge
And
anti-inflammatory.
so if it's an anti-inflammatory that you can ingest, then your theory is if you apply it topically, you'll get results too.
Yes.
So how? I mean, how would that affect my skin if I put
Because
it
it's
on
a
my skin?
biochemical process.
So, but what is it? What will it do?
Well, first it will provide lubrication. Secondly, it will provide antioxidant effect. We are oxidizing. One of the reasons we don't live forever is
we
because
get rusty.
we oxidize. Oxygen is toxic.
Right.
We run a test of organically grown cumin seed and conventional cumin seed, and the ORAC, the effect where you measure antioxidants, it was like 50 times more.
Really?
It just totally blew my
Really?
mind, because I've seen charts, the organic, but that particular cumin seed which we tested had such a more powerful thing. So.
And you use it a lot. You use it. In what ways do you use it?
I use cumin seeds. I use raspberry seeds.
What do you use it for? What do you use
antioxidants.
it for? But for what? To apply in what way?
Fiber. Take it internally as a food. Cold press it. Use it. Make a powder out of it. Use it as a scrub. So. There's so many phases of a seed.
And would you use it as a moisturizer or?
I believe you should never put straight oil on skin. You should have cleanse, moist skin, then put the oil on. And then you're homogenizing it with the moisture, the oil, and then it becomes a good moisturizer. What I use a combination of seed oils mixed with essential oils. So essential oil is distilled from plants, and they're very high. They're preservatives. They control positive, negative gram bacteria. They control fungi. They control yeast. They control parasite. They control insects. Large group control viruses. So you have again a whole body of chemistry.
And
which
so you
can
put
be
that
used
on.
You mix that, you use that, you choose the ones you're psychologically attracted to. Then you should know which physiological need. You know, the time will come where medical doctor will prescribe
Which
certain
leads
products.
me to the beauty industry. Okay, how do you describe this new beauty industry that's based on inside-outside beauty?
Well, number one, to be non-toxic and authentic, it needs to be organically grown and needs to be 100% food grade. Then the other stuff is called drugs. Certain drugs which create inflammation, which instantly eliminate wrinkles, visual in literally in seconds. There's some new ones who are being brought to the market.
That you apply on your skin?
We apply to the skin.
The topic of hair color is very special to me and a lot of women, and we've had conversations about it, and I really am concerned about putting this color on my hair, but the vanity part of me from here up is saying, how can I not do the hair color? What are the choices? What's going to happen with hair color? Is there a hope for plant-based something to go into my scalp?
Well, there are plant-based coloring agents out there, but they do not cover 100% gray and to make it in the tone the way you desire it.
Right.
So it's not possible right now. But I'm sure the industry is working at it, because I think there's more talk about these days. But also genetic engineering, stem cells. You'll be able to choose your color genetically. We're working right now on lip coloring agents, and at the same time I'm trying them on hair strands of different colors.
Oh, great.
So, but they don't stay in, they wash out. Okay. You know, you need something to break down the hair, to open up the hair, so you can put in the color.
So breaking down the hair is where the chemicals.
Those are some of the bad chemicals.
Yeah.
You know, and people say ammonia. Now, people coming up with ammonia-free hair dye. But what they don't tell you, they put in 2 chemicals or 3 chemicals who are formaldehyde donors. And so you don't read them on the label, but formaldehyde is present. And yeah, I mean, there's still a crisis when it comes to hair coloring.
With the lip colors, going back to that, you started to talk about how color, how whatever we put on our lips absorbs into the skin, into the lip. Tell me about that a little bit more, so we have a better understanding of the sensitivity.
Salivatory glands are connected with breast glands. So we have our glandular system. You know, skin is such an amazing absorbent. And inside our mouth too. It's known as sublingual assimilation. And it's efficient. It's very efficient. So what we're focusing on is put good coloring agents in there, which are actually nutritional concentrates from plants. For instance, resveratrol. It's found in the skin of the grapeseed. The red grapeseed has a beautiful color. We're using that. So now you get more than just color. So you're getting nutrition. So delivering nutrition through the lips, it's possible. The spurs of the toxins, okay, they penetrate the cells. They go after the female egg, they penetrate the female egg, they penetrate the male sperm, they penetrate the cells itself. They're depleted of microcondrium, they're depleted of its energy. And that's where the cells begin to commit suicide from that point, and they turn cancerous. That's what cancer is. It's an inflammatory, where a good cells forgets its its job description, and it no longer participates because of chemical interferences, loses its genetic code, its membrane, and becomes a cancer itself. Insecticides, pesticides are killer agents. This is why organic farming is a necessity. I really believe one of the best skincare is just to be happy. Okay, endorphins are powerful chemicals who not just boost immunity in a tremendous...
Right.
So just success is not measured by money,
right,
but is measured by endorphins
So,
being produced.
So endorphins, you can't always fall in love, right? Endorphins,
No, but
falling in
the
love is
secret-
great, but you can work out.
No, but the secret is not to fall in love. The
It's to
secret
be
is to
in love.
realize you're already in love.
Oh, okay.
And it's to be impossible to fall out of love.
I'm so
See?
old school.
Don't look for love. Be. Just be it.